What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Saturday. It is June 29th. We are in the last Saturday of June already. Cannot believe it'll be July in a couple of days. It's kind of wild, but big shout out to everybody. Everyone who's tuned in just over this MLB season. If you're brand new to the channel today, I know a lot of people on the weekends. It seems like we find a lot of new people. Welcome. If this is your first time, hopefully you're in for a treat. We're going to go through every single game. We're going to look at the pitchers. We're going to look at the bats that make sense. After the end of this video, if you need a little bit more help, go check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So we've got the content there. We've got the articles there. Under the MLB tab, we've got projections, models, Vegas odds, splits, matchups, stolen base targets, our cheat sheet, which has a ton of plays on it for you, including stacks, home run picks, and even some sample lineups to build off of. We've got prop bets, we've got chalk plays, we've got ballpark ratings, we've got umpire factors. We've got it all for you. If you want to check it out, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can sign up for FTA+. It's $10 a week, which gets you every single sport for a week. So a week of MLB, a week of MMA. Both of those sports are on today. We've got NASCAR this weekend. We've got PGA every single weekend, basically. And we've got MLB. And then we're going to get NBA back, and we're going to get NFL back. We're very excited. $10 a week gets you all of that. DFS and sports betting included. Now, if you want to check out the other content, the other options, we've got a monthly pass for $29.99. Use the promo code YouTube, all one word, all capital letters. Instead of $29.99, you'll get it for $19.99 for the first month. Or if you even want to go a step further, a yearly pass, normally $199, use the promo code BIRTHDAY, all one word, all capital letters. You'll get $100 off right now. I think there's still two coupon codes left. Again, you can go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. You can go to the FTA Plus tab right here. Click on that. And then all you got to do is put in the promo code. And if that promo code still works, that means it's still active. So we have a couple of them left. Once you put it in there and it says invalid or whatever the wording or sentence is that says it's no longer usable, that means it's all been used up. So first come, first serve in that. So definitely check that out. But if you are new to the channel, subscribe if you have not already. I know it's kind of annoying, but clicking on the ads in these videos help. They help way more than you think. Signing up to FTA Plus helps. Clicking on the ads help. And the products down below, if you want to check out some of the stickers, it would be awesome if you guys purchase some of those. But we also have giveaways every single video. 2 giveaways every single video. You have a chance to win every single day. All you got to do is come back and leave a comment. So if this video gets at least 50 likes, you've left a comment, and you are a YouTube subscriber, you have a chance to win a free week of FTA+. 100 likes on this video, a chance at a free month. 150 likes is a chance at a free year, and 200 or more likes on any video, a chance at a $500 lifetime pass. The second way to win, there'll be I'll say a keyword somewhere in this video. All you gotta do is listen for that keyword and type it in and leave that as a comment as well, and you could have a chance to win both of them. So we are going to see who the winner from yesterday's video is, or both winners. So yesterday's video got 712 views and 88 likes. So we got at least 50 likes. So someone is going to win a free week right now. And it could be the same person for both of them. It could be the same person who won yesterday. The keyword for yesterday was coffee. So we are going to re-roll this to see who said coffee. But LG5295, email me. So if you are a winner, email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. That's dfshelp, the number 1@gmail.com. And let me know your username on the website, and we will get you that weekly pass. Or if you don't have a username on the website, let me know a username and email that you would like, and we will get you set up. So we're going to pick another winner, and this will re-roll it until we see the word coffee, which was yesterday's keyword. There we go. Robert Warren, 4937. I don't believe you've ever won, so congratulations for winning. All you got to do, email me, and we will get you set up. So both of you guys, congratulations. Come back tomorrow, win all the way until you have a lifetime pass. Now, I have mentioned I am trying to get I'm trying to gamify the website up. So daily logins, doing tasks on the website, checking out articles, checking out different pages. if I can build this out, is going to award you guys tokens. And after building up so many tokens, you can exchange those for a weekly pass, a monthly pass, a yearly pass, or a lifetime pass. So we're very excited. I'm trying to get that ready and going. Hopefully it'll be soon. It's a little bit weird building that out, but I think that's something you guys will like. It helps engage on the website. It helps me. It helps you as well. So that being said, we've got a full day of games. It is split up. I mean, you've got the Fanduel all-day thing, which, I don't love that. Or if you're new to the channel, I really don't love that. But at the end of this video, we're going to give you the Pitches Be Crazy. So stick around, figure out what that is about. And we're going to give you the top 20 bats after 10,000 simulations. So we do simulations every single day. It's running in the background as we speak on this monitor right here. So towards the end of the video, after the 10,000 complete, we will then give you the top 10 or the top 20 bats through there. So like I said, we've got 3 games turbo. It's not really the early slate. It's the turbo slate, at least on DraftKings. It's the Colorado Rockies at the White Sox, Cincinnati at St. Louis, and New York Yankees at Toronto. Now, a lot of our information yesterday absolutely killed it with the stacks. Killed it with the home run picks, killed it with the stacks, killed it with the lineups. It was a good day. If you want to check out how other people are doing, if you want to bounce ideas off of each other, whether or not it's DFS or sports betting, get in the Discord. Everything is down below in the description of this video. Completely free Discord. So, Colorado at the White Sox. We've got Cal Quantrill versus Jonathan Cannon. So Quantrill comes in, he's got a 3.50 ERA, so a respectable ERA, 64 strikeouts. Game logs, he really hasn't done much the past couple of games. One was against Washington, one was against the Dodgers. He does have a juicy matchup here against the White Sox. Has not faced them this year. In his career, 85 plate appearances, 300 batting average. You can see he is a little bit better on the road, but he's still only averaging 13.7 fantasy points. That's really not enough that I like. So what we're kind of searching for is 2.5 to 3 times value. So 7,300 times 2.5 or 7,300 times 3 times value. You're kind of looking at 20 plus fantasy points here. He got that there, but then he had a stretch of really good games. It is the White Sox. It is at home for the White Sox. Depending on how the weather is going, I don't mind, especially early, since there's only 6 pitchers, 3 games, 6 pitchers. The weather could be a factor here. The problem is, in this ballpark today, there's a chance for a ton of home runs a day. Weather factor, and all of these are going to be put into the Discord, but the wind is blowing out, and it's got a 32% chance of home runs in this game. That scares me to not want to use the pitching in this game. I'd rather look at the bats, probably on both sides. Little bit scary, a little. But, if we're looking at the Colorado bats against Cannon, Ryan McMahon, Montero would be another one, Ezekiel Tovar, Brennan Rodgers, and Britton Doyle will probably be the 5 that I would look at if I were to do a full 5-man stack on DraftKings. Now, people always are like, why can't you dig into the numbers? Which batters hit better against lefties or righties? Because the videos would be too long, but you can go to the MLB tab. You go to batter splits. It's updated usually every day by 10 a.m., and you can see which batters do well against said pitchers. If you don't think Quantrill's going to do good because the weather's blowing out and everything could happen, I would look at Eloy as long as he's healthy. I would look at Luis Robert Jr. I would look at Andrew Vaughn. Those are my 3 main ones. You could always get off the, rails a little bit, go maybe to Andrew Benintendi, maybe a Tommy Pham, but there's got to be... Vegas is expecting runs to be in this game. Some of these guys have to contribute. So, not looking at pitching in that one. And then we get to Cincy at St. Louis. Sonny Gray versus Carson Spears or Spires. I'm not really sure. Spears, 3.45 ERA. Pitching at home, 282. On the road, 500. Or 500. Can you imagine 500 ERA? A 5 ERA. He's been decent. I mean, he's hit value his last game against Pittsburgh. Had 5 Ks in that game. His last 3 games, he's gotten a minimum of 5 strikeouts. A really good game against the Cubs. But then, that he hasn't really been starting until recently. That being said, St. Louis, I kind of like the bats in this one a little bit more. And then Sonny Gray coming in. You look at Sonny Gray, only 14 plate appearances against the Reds, .077 ERA. He is expensive. I get that. Game logs coming off a great game against San Francisco, which we used him in. But then a mid-game against Miami, a great game against Pittsburgh. He has not faced Cincinnati this year, and at home, he has a way better ERA. So I would be looking at Sonny Gray, and I would be looking at the Cardinals offense more than the Reds here. So Cardinals offense, that makes sense a little bit. Alec Burleson I would look at. Wilson Contreras, Nolan Gorman, Brennan Donovan. Like, these are the bats you could look at. Again, it's a Saturday. Kind of see where the lineups come out and see which bats you could look at. But there's always a chance to have other batters that come in. Maybe Mason Wynn makes sense. Maybe he gets put up further in the order that we like. All of that can happen. That is why we have a cheat sheet. So people have always asked, what stacks do you like? Who do you like in that stack? So on the cheat sheet, we actually have usually the top 10 stacks in the order we like them in, and about 4 of the bats in those stacks. So a ton of information on the website for $10 a week. You really can't go wrong. If you want to support the channel, if you want to support me, that is one avenue to do it. Again, buying the merch down below is an avenue to do it. A super easy and effective and free way to do it. Clicking on these ads. I know they're annoying, but they help me out way more than you guys understand. $2 here, $5 here, like that helps out. So I'm probably going with Sonny Gray and the Cardinals offense here. Then we get the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Now, overall, the Blue Jays offense for the full year have been kind of bad. Then we saw them dismantle the Yankees on Thursday. But then last night we saw the Yankees dismantle Kikuchi and the Blue Jays. I think they had 18 hits. There was 28 hits total. They had 18. They had 16 runs. A lot of it came later in the game with the bullpen coming in. So the bullpen could be depleted in this one. If the Yankees could get to Bassett early, get to the bullpen, we could see them bashing again. The problem is, I believe the Yankees starting pitching have given up at least 1 earned run in like 9 straight games or something like that. And if you guys have known, Nestor has been terrible on the road. So looking at Nestor on the road, he's 8,100, 3.40 ERA. So these numbers look great. But then you look at his splits. 5.57 ERA on the road. The Blue Jays have been hitting lefty pitching very well. Now, George Springer did leave the game hurt, and he had a huge game Thursday. So that's a right-handed bat out of there. Nestor, I mean, you look at the game logs. Like, both of these are at home. Did well against those. Didn't do well at Kansas City. Didn't do well against San Francisco. For whatever reason, he just pitches better at home. In tournaments, I will probably have Nestor in at least one lineup just because how bad Toronto bats have been. But we look at Bassett. He comes in, 3.45 ERA. Splits-wise, he's already faced the Yankees once this year, went 6.1 innings, only 1 earned run, 1.42 ERA in that game. He does have almost a 4 ERA at home, though, and just kind of looking at his games at home, 16.1, 16.1, 12, 23.6. But he early in the seasons when he faced the Yankees, 3-1 was the final score. Aaron Judge was not the best hitter on the planet at that moment. Juan Soto was still kind of slowing up. Verdugo wasn't heated up yet. Like, I get that they've got Jahmai Jones in there. They've got Oswaldo Cabrera in there. They've got Ben Rice. They've got J.D. Davis. I get that. If they can get to Bassett early, they could get this game out of control if this bullpen comes in. So kind of just looking at this, the bats, I mean, Glaber had a big day yesterday. DJ LeMahieu had a finally got his extra base hit. Everyone hit in that game. But yeah, I would look at just a Yankee stack here. And if you think Nestor's not going to have a good game and you want to look at the bats against him, Vladdy had yet another home run. He's got back-to-back games with home runs. I would look at him. I would look at Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. He's been absolutely on fire. I would look at Spencer Horwitz. Depending if he's in there, Danny Jansen against a lefty pitcher, I would look at him as well. You got Davis Schneider too. But it just depends on who's going to be playing in this lineup for them. But I think you got it. Vlad, Vlad has to be in there no matter what. You could look at Bo Bichette. He has not looked. Something's off with him this year. But I don't mind a stack on both sides here. So that's kind of the turbo slate with the 3 games. No weather concerns. We should be good to go there. Then we get to the early slate. We've got 8 games on the early slate. We do have a weather concern in Atlanta. That should be it. So we get down to here. Marlins at the Phillies. First game. Munoz versus Aaron Nola. I would take Aaron Nola, and I would take the Philly bats. Schwarber and Harper are both on the IL. They got hurt late in the game. Then they went on the IL. I can't remember if it was morning or afternoon on Friday. So we got to turn to Brandon Marsh. We got to turn to Trey Turner. We got to turn to Alec Boehm. I don't mind Nick Castellanos either. Those would be my stack for Philly. And I'm not looking at Miami bats. Could they go off? They could go off. Maybe some show up in the simulations. But in my mind, I'm going Nola, and I'm going the Philly bats there. And then we got the Guardians at the Royals. You got Tanner Bibby versus Cole Ragans. Ragans hasn't really seen him much. Bibby, 41 plate appearances, really hasn't seen much either. So we will look at this. Cole Ragans is the second highest priced pitcher on this early slate. Coming off a fantastic game against Miami with 11 strikeouts in that game. Cleveland has not faced him this year. Pitching at home, he does have a better ERA. And this is a pitcher's park. Here's the problem, though. Both of these offenses can hit. Cleveland's a really good team. And Ragans can have some blow-up games, too. I think both pitchers are tournament-only pitchers for me, just with how many games there are. I could see both of these offenses yet again having a great game. We had Josh Naylor back. We had Jose Ramirez with a home run yesterday. I would look at him. I would look at there. David Fry is another one I would look at against a lefty pitcher. I would even look at Stephen Kwan a little bit. If we think Tanner Bibby's not going to have a good game, I'm trying to see if he's pitched against the Royals this year so far. I cannot remember. He has. 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 7 strikeouts. Actually had a pretty good game. 3.60 ERA, 16.5 fantasy points. Not enough. I'm probably back on the Bobby Witt Jr. Salvador Perez had a home run. Vinny Pasquantino would be the 3 Kansas City bats that I would focus here. Both pitchers, I think, are tournament pitchers. That's about it. Got the Astros at the Mets. You got Framber Valdez versus Tyler Meagle. I'll admit, yesterday, I loved Ronel Blanco. Did not do it for us. Valdez coming in here. I mean, Jose Iglesias had a concert after the game, which was so weird, but it wasn't bad. It's hard to explain. If you have not seen it, go look at like Talking Baseball on Twitter. It's actually pretty good. Anyway, Valdez. This is a massive pitcher's park, and we saw Altuve hit a home run to lead the game off. Framber Valdez has had success against them before. Tyler Meagle has shown some flashes of greatness this year. It's true. Valdez coming in has a 3.68 ERA. Has not faced the Mets this year. Pitching on the road is a 3.65 ERA, so a little bit better. Coming off a good game against Baltimore. 7 innings in that game, 7 strikeouts. I don't mind Valdez for tournaments. I don't mind him for tournaments. And then you got Tyler Meagle. 4.81 ERA. Started off the season very good. Obviously, home, he's way better than on the road. In Chicago, got lit up for 6 earned runs in 3 innings, so his ERA shot up, obviously. A couple of good games there and a bad game against Washington. I'm not on either pitcher for tournaments or for cash. I'm on Valdez for tournaments, and that's it. I'm probably going with a Houston stack here. Some form of Altuve, Yordan Alvarez, Bregman, little bit of Jeremy Pena. For cheap option, you can go Trey Cabbage if he's in there, or Chas McCormick. Really depends on who's in there. If you think Valdez is going to have a bad game, you've got JD Martinez against a lefty. I don't mind. Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Francisco Alvarez. You could even go like a Harrison Bader or a Jose Iglesias for cheaper options for a Mets stack. Move on to the Athletics at the Diamondbacks. Hogan Harris versus Zach Gallen. Gallen is coming off the IL, or they expect him to come off the IL, I should say. He has not pitched since May 30th, so about a month. He had a hamstring issue. But before that, prior to that, home games, 2.05 ERA. He's got a great matchup. He's got the second best matchup for strikeouts in this game. Just hopefully he's not on a set pitch count or anything like that. Love Gallen in this one. Love the Arizona bats if we get this game in, which I think we will. I don't know why I said that because it's a dome. This game will be played. I love Zach Gallen, and I love the offense for Arizona against the lefty and Hogan Harris, Ketel Marte, Christian Walker, Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Randall Grichuk could be a cheap option, and Eugenio Suarez are all bats that I would look at. If you want to go cheaper at catcher, I don't mind Tucker Barnhart if he's in there. I don't know if he will be. So I don't want Hogan Harris. I will have a lot of exposure to Gallen in this matchup, and I will have the Arizona bats. Then we got the Padres at the Red Sox. Michael King versus Tanner Houck. King has a great matchup here, strikeout-wise, but he has not had success. Obviously saw Boston bats a few times being with the Yankees last year. Michael King comes in. Remember, he had a fantastic outing where he almost had a no-hitter going. We see him at 8,200, so he's a little bit cheaper. Splits-wise, has not faced Boston this year. Pitching on the road, does have a better ERA on the road. A couple of starts in a row, he's not really done much, but against Oakland, dominated. Arizona, good. Kansas City, pretty good. Miami, pretty good as well. Michael King has the third best matchup for strikeouts. Boston strikes out the third most out of all of the teams this year. Michael King could be a sneaky option here. Then you got Tanner Houck. You got Mr. Houck Tua here. 10,200. Very expensive. Splits-wise, at home, he's a little bit worse at home. Game log-wise, 20.8 against Toronto. He's not been too bad. San Diego put up some runs on them yesterday. I don't mind Houck. I don't like his price. That's the only problem. I think both of these pitchers are tournament-only pitchers. None of the bats in this game jump out to me. I'd rather just look at the pitching in this one. Again, that can change throughout the day with weather and stuff coming out, so be aware of that. Also, we might be going to the lake today for the last lake day before my son is born. So if I am, we'll have everything done on the website, but I won't have my phone to answer questions on whether or not it's Twitter or X or on here or email or our Discord. But again, once he's born, I've got 8 weeks off of work, so I will be yours. Obviously, when he is sleeping, I will be here to answer any and all questions I possibly can, as long as I am awake and not, asleep. So, that's not a guarantee yet. So, if you don't see me answering or responding, it's because I'm on the lake for the last time for the summer, basically. So, just want to put that out there in case you guys do have questions and I'm not answering them. I do apologize in advance if that's the case. Nationals at the Rays, Jake Irvin versus Aaron Savale. Jake Irvin comes in, 7,300, 3.13 ERA. Splits-wise has not faced Tampa Bay this year. Their offense has looked terrible this year, though. He's coming off a great game at Colorado, but then a bad game against Arizona. And then he had a bad game against Arizona, but he's had success in a lot of these. I don't mind his matchup here. Jake Irvin at 7,300, I'm A-okay with there. Then we get into Aaron Savale. Coming in. Well, where is he? Oh, down here at the bottom. 5.20 ERA. He has not been very good this year at all. Has not faced Washington. I'm off of Savale. I will not have any exposure to him whatsoever. I'd rather have Jake Irvin, and it's kind of wild, but I'll have a little bit of the Washington bats. Won't have any Tampa Bay bats. I will look at Lane Thomas, Eddie Rosario, C.J. Abrams, Jesse Winker, and probably Lane. Maybe Joey Meneses if he's in there. It depends. I won't have anything to do with Tampa Bay. They could have a good game. I'd rather take Jake Irvin and Washington bats. Now, this is on me, so this is what I'll tell you. I think we're different than other DFS providers. One, it's only me running everything. video editing, lineups, like all the stats, compiling everything. It's just me. But I will let you know when I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I will have zero exposure to Tampa Bay. I will have zero exposure to Aaron Savali in this game, just for the whole day. This could be a good matchup. You got Paul Skeens versus Max Fried. Now, Max Fried has the 5th best chance at home or at strikeouts, but we know Skeens has been pretty damn good as well, and Atlanta has lost some games that just don't make any sense as to why they've lost. Skeens on the road, 0.98 ERA. He has not faced Atlanta, obviously, but he's had 20-plus fantasy points in 5 straight games. Had a bad game against San Francisco, a fantastic game against the Cubs. Like, he's only had a couple of bad games. Atlanta is a great hitting team, but I like Skeens here. The strikeouts are there, 8-7, 8-8, 8-9. Like, we're seeing strikeouts. That's what I like to see. So I will have Skeens. But on the flip side, Max Fried has a great matchup as well. Fried comes in. He's 8,800. Game log, he hasn't had as good a games. I think Max Fried is more of a tournament option, where Skeens, I like both cash or tournament today. And personally, right now, I'm not taking the bats in this game. So I will take both of these pitchers. I think Skeens is both cash, tournament. I think Fried is... But he's got a great matchup, so he could be in store for a good game as well. So other than that, I don't want the pitching in that one. Or the bats in that one, sorry. Then we've got the Cubs at the Brewers. Coming in hot, as they say. We've got Justin Steele, who comes in here with a 7,600 versus a Tobias Myers. So Steele comes in. My problem is, splits-wise, he's already faced them before. 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 8 strikeouts in that game, which was like, what? Not too long. 5/27, so right before Memorial Day. My problem is, I think that was a fluke. I could see that being a fluke. So Justin Steele's good. 3.36 ERA. He's already faced them before. He's had success. My problem is, I love to take Milwaukee against lefty pitching. I will have some stack of Milwaukee against lefty pitching. I will have William Contreras. Gary Sanchez, he might be hurt, though. Hold on. He was scratched the other day. Oh, they did put him on the IL on Wednesday with a calf strain. That tracks. That makes sense. So he's a big bat out of there. But looking at this, I would take William Contreras. I would take Rhys Hoskins. I would take Willy Adames. Those would probably be the ones that I would look at against Justin Steele. But we'll have a little bit of Steele. And then Tobias Myers. I like the Cubs bats again, too. So Suzuki I would look at. Swanson, Morel, Cody Bellinger. Pete Crow Armstrong would be a cheap option there for both sides. So that's what I would look at here. I do like Milwaukee bats. I think they could be a sneaky stack today because people are going to see Steele has already had success, but they do hit lefties very well. Then you got the Dodgers at the Giants, and you guys know every single day the Giants, most likely, unless it's Logan Webb, it's going to be a big to be announced up until game time. They're always decimated with pitching, and they never show who the pitcher is going to be. But Glasnow in this ballpark, I absolutely love Glasnow. He's the picture of the video in the article for a reason. I love Glasnow. We used him his last start. He's expensive, though. But 35 plus fantasy points his last 2 starts. He's been very good. 2.88 ERA. Already has 135 strikeouts. Striking out a ton. He has 19 strikeouts in his last 2 games. He had 12 against the Yankees, even though they lost that game. So his last 3 games have been 41 strikeouts. San Francisco, I love this ballpark for him. It's a massive ballpark for pitching. Love Glasnow. I'll take a Dodger stack against whoever they think it's going to be pitching. They think Spencer Howard. It seems like it always is. He last pitched on Monday. Doesn't go deep. I'm on the Dodger stack. Doesn't matter who it is. Wait till the lineup comes out. And I am on Glasnow 100%. Video, article, picture. Love him. Love the Dark Knight. Love... Not the Dark Knight. I love Oppenheimer. It is Tyler Oppenheimer Glasnow. He is Cillian Murphy. If you don't know Now you know. Go check out. They've never been seen in the same room at the same time. Speaking of time, it is that time. Keyword of the day is the word cup. Cup. C-U-P. Cup. Next game, we've got the Rangers at the Orioles. Michael Lorenzen versus Cade Povich. Now, Lorenzen, now we know Baltimore's pretty good. Lorenzen comes in, 3.04 ERA, really good. Has not faced Baltimore this year. Hasn't really done a ton his last 3 games. Or, last 4 games. Did have a good game against the Dodgers, which is crazy. But now he goes up against Baltimore. I'm probably off of Lorenzen. I'm probably off of Povich as well. Povich got a 4.15 ERA, has not faced Texas, but hasn't really done much except against Atlanta. I'm probably looking at the offenses in both of these. I'm not looking at the pitching. I'd say 4. I don't even know if I'll play this late slate here, other than Glasnow is my favorite one. But Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, Nate Lowe, Jonah Heim, Marcus Semien. I'm looking at these guys. You can put Wyatt Langford in there as well if you want a full Texas stack. Baltimore bats, obviously Gunnar Henderson. Wouldn't be surprised if he hits a home run. Love Henderson. Love Anthony Santander. Love Adley if he's in there. He's been day-to-day, though. Love Ryan O'Hearn as well. You could look at Mountcastle, but it just depends. I do not mind a stack in this one for either team. I don't like the pitching. Then we got the Tigers at the Angels. We got Reese Olson versus Griffin Canning. Reese Olson comes in, 3.35 ERA, has not faced the Angels this year. On the road, though, he is a little bit worse, 3.38. And then we got game logs. Not bad for his price. Tournament-wise, I don't mind Reese Olson. The strikeouts have been very inconsistent, and he struck out 8 against Atlanta, who don't strike out a ton, but not very many strikeouts against the White Sox, but dominated. Didn't really need it. They won 11-2. I don't mind Reese Olson. Griffin Canning, 4.72 ERA. I'd rather take a Detroit stack. You can see his ERA is terrible. I'd rather look at Detroit bats. Riley Green, Matt Vierling, Wincio Perez. You could even look at Akil Baddoo, but cheaper options would be a Colt Keith if he's in there, or a Justin Henry Malloy would be in there as well. So some cheap options you can find there. I'm probably off of the Angels bats. Then the final game, we've got Minnesota Twins. We've got Pablo Lopez versus Bryce Miller. Now, the Mariners strike out the most of any team in baseball. And at home, they strike out 10.08 times per game. Over their last 3, they've struck out an average of 12.67 bats per game. Pablo Lopez has not looked like himself for the most part this year. 5.11 ERA, splits-wise, at home, or he's already faced this Seattle team once, had 10 strikeouts in that game. I feel like he could get that again, and we used him in that game. Even though he's been bad overall, he just dominated Oakland for 14 strikeouts and 48.2 fantasy points. He helped me take down the FanDuel pitching the pitching thing that we've talked about. He helped me take that down. I love this matchup again for him. Wouldn't be surprised if he dominates Seattle yet again. Did it on May 9th. Had 10 strikeouts. Would not be surprised if he gets double digits here. And then we got Miller. 3.90 ERA. He has not faced Minnesota this year. Kind of been having a rough go of it lately against some teams he shouldn't have. I do not mind a Minnesota stack here. Now, Royce Lewis he's slowed up. I would look at Trevor Larnach. I would look at Byron Buxton as long as he's in there. Jose Miranda, Carlos Santana. You could look at Royce Lewis, but he is expensive, and he really hasn't done a ton this year. I really don't want anything to do with the Mariners, and I don't want anything to do with Bryce Miller. So there you go. That is the breakdown of every single game, every pitcher that we like, all of the batters that we like as well. So the pitches be crazy. These are the top 5. Now, these are not the only pitchers to use, but on FanDuel, they have a single stat game where you just pick 3 pitchers who have the best matchups, or you could do sports betting and parlay these into it. So number 1, Pablo Lopez versus Seattle. We've already talked about it. They're averaging on the year 10.10 strikeouts per game, 10.08 at home, and everything. I love this matchup for him. Number 2 is Zach Gallen versus Oakland. Oakland strikes out 9.66 times per game. And are they on the road? Oakland's on the road. They're striking out more, 10.19. So Zach Gallen's number 2. Number 3 is Michael King at Boston. Boston striking out 9.5 times per game and 9.38 at home. Number 4, I don't know if I'll have much exposure. I won't have him in DFS, but maybe in this one. Jonathan Cannon versus Colorado Rockies. Rockies are striking out 9.49 times per game and 9.79 times on the road, which they are on the road today. And then the final one is Max Fried versus Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh striking out 9.43 times per game, 10.05 on the road. So those are not the only ones. I love Pablo Lopez. I love Zach Gallen, but I will have some Pulse. I'll have some Skeens in there as well. If he's in that lineup, it really depends on what slate FanDuel is picking for this one. I could see them not having Pablo Lopez or Zach Gallen, or I could see them having it's probably going to be the main slate, which sucks, which is not this night slate here. We'll see. We'll definitely see going through. But yeah, there's a ton of information on the website. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is that site for you. So we're going to go over the top 20 batters after 10,000 simulations, and then we're going to give you every single batter that has a 10 out of 10 matchup rating according to these simulations. So if you're ready, get a paper pen, be listening, let's rock and roll. Number 1, Trey Turner. Number 2, Aaron Judge. 3, Bryson Stott. 4, Ryan O'Hearn. 5, Brandon Marsh. 6, Juan Soto. 7, Luis Robert. 8, Michael Busch. 9, Alec Boehm. 10, Gunnar Henderson. 11, Shohei. 12, Nick Castellanos. 13, Lane Thomas. 14, Tommy Pham. 15, Gavin Sheets. 16, Josh Smith. 17, Matt Vierling. 18, Francisco Lindor. 19, Robbie Grossman. And number 20, Seiya Suzuki. Now, we don't have nearly as many bats that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating as we did yesterday. Yesterday's video, we had 31. Today, we have 7. Aaron Judge is 1. Number 2 is Ryan O'Hearn. 3, Juan Soto. 4, Gavin Sheets. 5, Matt Vierling. 6, Francisco Lindor. And 7, Robbie Grossman. And that's it. Those are the breakdowns. Those are the simulations. Those are the batters. That is the entire slate broken down. If you like this video, if you found this video informative, hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can get in here and get those comments and get those likes in before the main slate's locked so we can have giveaways every single day. We're going to build this mothership all the way through. We're going to make a fantastic baseball season. Once we get through the second half, we've got football on the horizon, which we're very excited about. We're going to do way more videos for football this year than we did last year. I promise you that. On top of that, we've got MMA today. If you have not checked out our MMA content, I believe it locks at 5 Central or 4 Central. It locks later. Yet last week it was at noon. This week it's later in the day, thankfully. So we're bringing it to you. Check that out. Go to the website. Check the website out. Click on the ads on the website. Click on the ads here. Support the channel. Good luck on this slate. And as always, let's bring home some bacon. Peace.